Okay, how is everyone this morning? Good? My name is Shackleton, and I'm here today to offer you 45 minutes or so of my time to see if I can help you understand a bit about what you're doing in your business with a view to increasing your sales. MapStar is a 7-step strategy that I've spent really the last, 15 years developing between my own experiences, which I'm going to share with you, and also those of numerous companies and individuals that I've worked with. But firstly, show of hands, who's here looking to make more money? Okay, everyone is. So the first thing is congratulations. I call it smart time, whereby your competitors possibly are still on the hamster's treadmill, working hard to make more sales, and you're actually taking a bit of time out of your business to review how you could do it better. Why are you here? Because possibly the same old thinking is producing the same old results. So what I would love you to do is, you've stopped, think about your business in the next 45 minutes, and think about, most importantly, what your actions could be. Okay? Because businesses only change when action is actually taken. Too many people spend too much time analysing and reviewing their businesses. They spend so much time planning, and then nothing ever actually happens because I'm still planning. So I'm really here to try and help you with that. The definition of smart in the Oxford Dictionary is about getting ahead, getting smart. And I take my hat off to you who have been doing that today. So give yourself a hand of applause. Or round of applause even. I want to hear some energy, blood pump. Okay, louder, louder, even louder, come on. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Okay, excellent. So who am I, what do I do? High performance sales and leadership coach. Can you put any more buzzwords in a title? But that's really what I do. I'm about encouraging people to change their behaviour, to raise the value of their proposition and raise their performance. And usually the reasons for failure, which I'm going to talk about today, are either due to a poor sales process or ultimately poor leadership. So show of hands, how many of you are running your own companies here? Yeah, okay. Show of hands who have salespeople working for them. Okay, so are we fairly small businesses? Okay, so you guys are doing the sales process yourself. Yeah, okay. Show of hands if you've been on any kind of sales training program in the last year. So 2 people out of an audience of about 20. So that kind of shows that maybe, hopefully, you're in the right place and the value of what we're going to discuss today. It's probably quite important you know a bit about me. So the fun stuff first. A guy called Sir Shackleton was a South Pole explorer. Very proud to be a relation to him. He lost his ship some 1,200 miles from civilization trying to compete with Scott and Amundsen, and they're a long way from home with only 3 lifeboats. Get to know me, build some rapport. I love Harley Davidsons. This is me in Arizona. You know, if you do well in sales, you can enjoy the life. If you're trying to motivate people, okay, then get people to think about what their personal goals are. Yeah, you know, understanding why people go to work, or if you don't have employees, which the majority of you don't here, then why are you at work, and do you actually love what you do? Okay, what does your hard effort and reward finance? Is it my sport? Is it playing polo? But ultimately, why are you here, and what is it you're trying to achieve? And do you also have a life outside of work? Okay, or are some of you tied to your desk right now, tied to your market? Okay. Background also, yes, I did appear on the X Factor a couple of years ago, so a bit of singing along the way as well. The reason why I bring that up is I call it fear. False events appearing real. One of the biggest weaknesses I see with companies I work with and salespeople is the fear of someone saying no. Yeah, that no is often just a commercial decision. It's not a personal decision, it's a commercial. So let's say your conversion ratio is 1 in 5. Okay, for every 5 people I speak to, 4 tell me to get lost, but 1 says I'll buy you. And it's for a £1,000 fee or a £5,000 fee or a £10,000 fee. Then that's great. I want to get through 4 no's really quickly so I can find the next one. And everyone who says yes is potentially worth £5,000, £10,000 to me, or whatever the value is of your product. And so I had no idea I would end up at judges' houses in the final 6. Some of you may know those faces there. Chris Maloney to my right. Say no more. But it was a great experience, and really it was about, ultimately, did I believe I could get all the way to judges' houses and hang out with my new mate Gary Barlow? No, I didn't. And I had a fear of many years of doing that show for fearing I would be told to go away. How much fear do you have right now of being told to go away? Possibly. Maybe not. Maybe you've got the confidence. So that's the fun side. The commercial side, in terms of my career experience, I spent 3 years with the Air Force, going through flying training. The only thing that I really want to share from you there, and what I'm going to offer you today, is really that systems work. Yeah, there's a reason why the Royal Air Force, the Royal Navy or the Army are so efficient at what they do and why they work to such a wonderful standard, because they're trained according to a system. Yeah, they don't operate off the cuff, they operate according to a system. So if someone can offer you a system, yeah, that's proven to work, it might be more effective that you consider that than trying to spend a lot of time working it out for yourself. And all the time you're trying to work it out for yourself, you're losing money because you're trying to work it out for yourself and you're not focusing on your day-to-day business. I then moved into sales. I left the Air Force, got into a commercial world. I worked for a FTSE 250 company, had 2,500 salespeople worldwide, and within 18 months I was the global top salesperson and set a fairly big record of billing £1 million a year, which is quite big in the recruitment industry, with an average recruitment consultant said about 200,000 a year for their companies. So what did I do with that? I decided to become a coach because of my success, and what could I take to companies and individuals both in the recruitment industry and to date some 17 other industries that I've consulted for, and hence I'm here today to share my system of MapStar with you. Anyone I work with, it's about trying to increase your sales somewhere between 50 and 200%, and I'm going to offer you some insight as to how we could achieve that for you within a fairly short period of time. Right, some of you have pens and paper. True? Everyone got something they can write on? If not, write on your forehead. I want you to quickly write down just 1 or 2 internal challenges you face right now within your business. So let's do some coaching. Think about what is prohibiting you and prohibiting your success in sales or winning new business right now. So think of some internal challenges, 1 or 2. Some of you look like your business partners, or else you're in the process of chatting each other up. Listen, it's a dating experience as well. So internal challenges. So this could be things that are preventing you from doing your day-to-day role and performing effectively. The second thing I want you to think about is, well, what are the external challenges? What are the market challenges that you're facing right now? So think about your external challenges, the market challenges. Is it a tough market? Are the individuals you're trying to sell to quite tough? Is it the competition? Do you feel your pricing is too expensive, or it's too cheap and it should be more expensive? And then I really want you to think about, is there a cost attached to that? You know, the internal challenges, the external challenges, are there potential ramifications? You know, what might it be costing your business right now? Okay, show of hands here who currently has challenges that they're trying to overcome. Yeah, okay, internally or externally. Yeah, and is there a challenge attached to that? Sorry, is there a cost attached to that? Yeah, okay, there is. Right, if it's costing your business, then it's costing you personally. True? Okay, so solutions-wise, well, have you got one? Or is that why you're here today? Very quickly, I'd just like to share or understand what some of your challenges are. We've got a spare microphone. So Leah, this is my assistant. If anyone wanted to share just 1 or 2 of their challenges, an internal challenge, anybody? Anyone? Yes, the lady over there. Okay, so one challenge over there is lack of marketing budget. Is that your boss? Is that your boss next to you? Oh, I'll punch him for you. Okay, another one, another internal challenge, please. Show of hands. Okay, let's interact. Lovely lady over here. 1 second, the microphone's coming. Pricing. Okay, so defining your price. Okay, so you need some help there, right? Let's talk about external challenges, market challenges, things beyond your control. They could become your control, but external influences right now that are compromising your business, frustrating you, making you sweat at night, excuse my French, pissing you off. Okay, so what might your external challenges be? Show of hands. Let me help you. Lady at the back there. Oh no, sorry, yes, lady at the back. Okay. Right. Listen, I hate lawyers. I'm not your guy for that one. Okay, so sales challenges. Okay, but I feel your pain. An external sales challenge or a market challenge right now. Anyone want to share this gentleman here, Leah? Just coming this way.
Just finding prospects in general.
Okay, sourcing prospects. Yeah, a huge one. Okay, thank you. One more. Yeah, gentleman here. Non-productive first meetings with customers. Okay, this is all good stuff. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. Right, On your feet. Everyone standing up for me. Okay. If I was your potential customer, I'd be looking for a little bit more energy than that, but that was pretty good. You're now standing. Right, so you're going to remain standing all the time. You can answer each one of these questions. If you can't, it's an honest exercise. It's a survey that I want to run with you. Okay, take a seat. If you say no, I wouldn't say that I'm there yet. So firstly, remain standing if you've got great passion for what you do. Great passion for your business, great passion for your product, great passion for going to work every day. Good start. Okay, secondly, you've got wonderful, ambitious goals, and I mean those goals are clearly defined. Okay, strong commercial goals. Okay, no one has taken a seat yet. Good. Okay, you have a strong plan of action. Now, not in your head, on paper, fully defined with both yourself and your business partners. Okay, a couple of people have begun to take a pew. Okay, so plan of action. No, stay seating. Stay seated. If you haven't got a fully defined plan of action, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, 12-month plan of action as to how we're going to hit our market, okay, then you've got to take a seat. If you've got it, stand up. Right, half the room have sat down now, so I would suggest those who are still sitting, give these guys a round of applause, please. Okay, those standing, still stay seated. Okay, you plans of action, stay seated, stay standing. Right, with that plan of action, have you fully defined your sales strategies? Okay, you've got a list of sales strategies of knowing how to target prospects and your market. Right, okay, if you've taken a place. Okay, if you've got great sales strategies, have you defined the specific techniques of how you execute those sales strategies? There's only 3 of you left, which is great. So you've got a great plan of action, you've got a great sales strategy, and each strategy requires a different type of technique. Yeah, and you're very confident with that sales technique. Good, then remain standing. I haven't finished yet. Oh no, have you got the technique or not? You have? Okay, you're down. 2 left, no. Have you got all the techniques? There's 1 man standing, hang on. Let's see how far we can go. Your name is, sir? This is Mark. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. My apologies. Okay, no, I'm loving you. I'm loving you. Okay, you've got the sales techniques. Right, let's talk about action. You're operating at maximum output. Okay, you've got great time management, you're working long days, and you're highly effective and you are highly productive. If you are, okay, 1's gone down, you are? Right, you're about to replace me, see, this is good. Right, in terms of how you measure your results, okay, have you got a good performance measurement process in place? Of how you measure your success and of yourself and your behavior and those of maybe people who work for you? You do? Great. Okay, have you got a good performance management process? So in terms of how you reward yourself, okay, or how you reward others within your business, or how you manage failure or room for improvement. Have you got that as well? Oh, okay. Give a round of applause anyway. Okay, so basically what I've just taken you through there are really the 7 steps of what we need, okay, to basically operate and maximize our sales performance. Now, if we had all 7 in place, you're going to dramatically improve your sales performance. Okay, now, the sad thing is, but it's usually what I see, is that the majority of people sit down at around the plan phase. So my question to you is, if you haven't got a plan, then you're probably lacking the sales strategies. And if you're lacking sales strategies, then you're totally amiss as to what that technique should be. So how can you therefore possibly define what your actions should therefore be? Because you haven't defined them. Agreed? And if that's helping you identify maybe where you're going wrong right now, then that's great, and I'm here to develop that. So continuing with the coaching element. Ultimately, what's our goal? Okay, your goal should be that everything you're targeting and every piece of business you're trying to win, it's got to be profitable. And what I mean by profitable, we're looking for a sales conversion ratio of 85% plus. So once, for example, the gentleman here is talking about engaging with prospects, that first meeting has got to be effective. Okay, I've got to qualify that client, understand what it is they're looking for. If I'm not right for them, then let's manage that process. If I am right for them, then we need to manage that process and making sure we're pitching our proposition. That's key. So we want to make sure that everything we are focusing on a day-to-day basis has an 85% chance plus opportunity of making us cash. Especially if the majority of you, there's only 1 of you. Now, when you engage with prospects initially, you won't know till you speak to them. Lots of people are going to be wasting your time, tire kicking. But your goal is to have a sales process, qualification process that enables you to see, are they your kind of people? Yeah, they may be they may have a need, but I always say if you don't connect with them like you would your friends or your family, they probably won't buy from you, or you probably won't want to help them. I always say that people buy from friends and family, they rarely ever buy from a villain or a vampire unless you're the only person in your market with that product or that proposition. So think about that. So, my observations, I've consulted in 17 different countries, I've consulted in 15 different countries, some 17 different industries. And I want to share with you really what I see as being the major mistakes that people running businesses make when it comes to improving their sales performance. And I call it the 7 Ps for poor performance. And I suggest, if you have your pen and paper at hand, you want to make a note of these. Okay, the 7 Ps for poor performance, what are they? Well, we've got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to make our money. So that's why, to be successful and maximize our sales, we ideally want an 85% chance of success at converting that client. But what are the problems? And I call them the activity black spots. And I want you to think about your activity black spots here. And I'm going to discuss the 7 Ps with you. For each P, I want you to give yourself a score out of 10. So take notes for each P, score yourself out of 10 on this level. The first P of the 7 Ps for poor performance, the first one is the person that's doing the job. Are they motivated and are they capable? So my question to you is, are you motivated to come to work every day? And do you feel right now you're capable at maximizing your sales? Now it's fair that if you're not, that's fine. You don't have to feel that you are. But if you're not, how would you score yourself out of 10? And please make that score. Okay, let's say for argument you are motivated and you are capable. Then the second question I have is, well, what's the quality of your proposition? Is it a good one? Is it different? Is it unique? Does it stand out? And if it does, and you're passionate about it, what is the quality and what's your ability to actually pitch your proposition? Lots of companies I work with, the business owner knows the proposition and knows how it should be pitched. Why? Because it's usually their business and they wrote the product or they invented it. But it's the salespeople that need the most instruction on how to sell that proposition because they're on the phones each day, or I believe that some of you here are doing it yourself. So I would say, if you were pitching to Dragon's Den, would they be in or would they say, sorry, thanks for coming, but I'm out? Fair enough? Okay, let's say I am motivated. I have got a great proposition, and yes, I can pitch it. But then my third P is to say to you, well, is it profitable? Are you targeting the right markets? Are you targeting the right companies? Are you targeting the right people? So many people target the right company speaking to the wrong person. Why? Because they go from the bottom up. So they start trying to speak to junior people within the company, asking for recommendations or referrals or introductions to people more senior in the company. Can you introduce me to the buyer of your business? Okay, you take the CEO of a company, he or she are highly interested in maximum profit. If you're motivated and you stand up with your tone on the phone and you've got a great proposition, that CEO will not tell you to go away. That CEO will either refer you to their assistant or they will refer you to the right department, i.e. the decision maker. The decision maker is a busy person. They get 2 phone calls. The first one says, look, I've got a guy, and they're calling from a more junior rank, okay, a more junior person in the business, but this guy's been speaking to me, he's got a proposition, he's asking if I can give you his name. 9 times out of 10, the decision maker says, well, get them to send me an email. Okay, the second phone call comes from the CEO or from the CEO's assistant saying, John, Sarah, Fred or Bob has asked me for you to look at this email, or he's asked me for you to speak to this person regarding a potential product they're trying to sell us. So immediately you've got to think about, where are you targeting in terms of not just the person, but is it the right company and is it the right market in the first place? Most people make mistakes because they're used to only one market. They're used to only dealing with certain types of company. Let's say you're 5, 10, 15, 20 years in, and your current behavior and your current habit is the same market and the same kind of companies. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, and the fear is going to be pretty high to try a new market and a new company and a new individual. Agreed? Okay, what's the fourth P? Let's say the profitability is strong. Then are you doing enough to speak to them? So the next P for me is, well, how productive are you? Yeah, the next P for me is how productive are you? What are your strategies on a daily basis to target these markets, these companies, these individuals? Okay, lots of different tools here, different tools for different people. And if I've got the tools, well, how often am I deploying them? You know, how big is my output? So productivity is key. So yes, I'm motivated, I'm the right person. Yes, I've got a great proposition. Yes, I'm targeting profitable people. And yes, I'm productive, I've got great tools and my output and my RPM is high. Well, then what else could be going wrong? Because so far it sounds great. What else could be going wrong? Well, now we have to talk about the evolution of your customer. They're the right people. Yeah, and they're willing to have a conversation with you. But the problem is right now they're not your customer. And you would call them a prospect. But I don't call them prospects. I call them suspects. A prospect is willing to engage with you and have a conversation. But how do you make them become a prospect? Well, they're a suspect. What's the definition of suspicion? I'm not sure about you. I don't know who you are. I've never heard of your name before. I've never heard of your company before. Yep. Now go back to my P's of person. If you're not motivated, fail. And what if your proposition's poor? Fail. And they've never heard of you? No, thank you. Agreed? So, we need a sales process to initially connect with a suspect, to convert that suspect into a prospect, and to convert that prospect then into a customer, and then, the best one of all, converting the customer into the ambassador and the repeat customer. And it's far easier to keep on developing and massaging your ambassadors for further income than it is forever trying to tap into suspects. So therefore, what does that mean? You need a sales process and you need a sales pipeline, okay? And one feeds the other. So, therefore, if you're a martial artist, okay, or if you're into martial arts, kickboxing, karate, okay, what chance of success are you going to have if you're a yellow belt going up against a black belt? So you've got all the strategies, you've got the plan, you've got the proposition, and when it comes to the sales technique of now saying, let's spar. For me, sales is an art. It is a martial art form, okay? And I'm speaking to the right person, I don't know how I pulled it off, and now my sales process is a little bit like that, okay? Or a little bit like that, okay? Would you agree? This guy's shaking his head. It's true, right? So if you want to win the fight, you've got to train, you've got to spar, and you've got to be good. So rather than one of these, it's one of these, and it's straight, okay? The objection handling is when the client or the prospect is throwing a punch back at you, but you're moving around. That's sales, it's an art. Sales is chess. Sales is fun, but only when you know how. Or sales is horrific, and you hate it. But that's just because you lack the confidence to know how to do it. Or, because right now, you keep being told to go away every day. Would you agree? Show of hands who can relate to that. Yeah? Okay, we can relate to it. Good. Right, so the sales process, these are the mistakes that I see people making. Yeah, not having defined what this process should be. Right, other mistakes I see people making for poor performance is the performance measurement system. Yeah, you need something in place to track. Yeah. The quality of your proposition, i.e. to speak to customers and find out why do they buy from you. Or for those customers that didn't buy from you, go back a couple of weeks later, a month later, and find out why. Okay, a performance measurement process to make sure we are speaking to the right customers. A performance measurement process to make sure we are deploying the right sales strategies. Okay, a performance measurement process to ensure that I'm executing and deploying the best art form of sales. Okay, a performance measurement system that ensures I am working to a high degree of output and productivity. And if I'm managing other people, okay, who ultimately is responsible for the success of this business? It's me as the leader, it's me as the business owner, speaking, okay, to my people and leading them. Okay, so the 7 P's are, number 1, the person. Are you motivated, or are your salespeople motivated? Okay, the second P, is the business, or sorry, is the proposition that I'm taking to market a strong one. So the first P is, am I motivated as a person? The second P is my proposition strong and can I pitch it? The third P, Is there profitability in the people I'm speaking to, or is there a better market to speak to? The fourth P, have I got the tools? Am I productive? Have I got strong output? Okay, the fifth P, if I have, what's my sales process? The sixth P, what's my performance measurement process and my performance management process? And the seventh P, if I'm a leader of the business, then me as a person, am I a good leader? And am I driving my sales force on a daily basis, coaching and encouraging, or am I saying, what are you going to bill me this month? How many deals are you going to do? Because that's demotivating. Okay, score yourself out of 10 for each of those 7 points. I want you to think about your light bulb moments here. Okay, you're going to have a score out of 70. So let me help you here. Take your score, divide it by 70, and multiply it by 100. And that's going to really tell you how efficient you are right now in these 7 Ps. Okay, some percentages are happening, which is good. Okay, let's for argument's sake say you're 80% efficient. Congratulations. But how inefficient are you? You're still 20%. What's that 20% costing you your business right now? What's it costing you personally? So the next thing I want you to think about is if you're not working at 100% efficiency, or at least 85 or 90%, then what's the cost of 10% inefficiency? What's the cost of being 20% inefficient to your business and to you personally? What's the cost of being 30% inefficient? 40%? If you're 50% efficient, then you're 50% inefficient. How much cash are you losing on an annual basis? And how much cash are you therefore losing personally? And if you're not angry, I usually find that my clients' other halves get pretty angry when they share that information. So in my program, I ensure the people I train discuss what we're doing back at home with their other halves. And that, we call that the hour of darkness. Okay, when we share with them what we've been learning on my program. They usually come in a little bit red-faced. Sometimes I've had a few people coming in a little bit bruised. Okay, why are these 7 Ps? Why are the 7 Ps so important? Because they affect your sales conversion ratio. The 7 Ps are totally responsible for your sales conversion ratio. Why? I'll tell you. I call it the Bermuda Triangle. Okay, the Bermuda Triangle. As far as I know, ships and aircraft go down or get lost and no one ever knows why. Well, welcome to average or poor sales performance. You couldn't try harder, but I'm still not there and I'm failing. Okay, the Bermuda Triangle is the key to your success by the fact you need to own the Bermuda Triangle, not be lost within it. And if you're lost within it, then you are losing cash. So what does it look like? Well, it's the 7 Ps visually. So this is how it looks. Number 1, the person. Am I motivated? Yes, I am. Have I got a great proposition? Am I selling it? Thirdly, to the right market. Is there profitability? If I am focused on the right market, then are my tools, productive and targeting that correct market? And if my tools are strong, well, what's the quality of my process to use that tool to speak to the right person? The 6th P, what's the performance measurement system going on? What's my radar? And the 7th P, am I owning it? Or am I leading my business and training other people? So, how do you know and work out whether you are lost or you're not, and whether you own the Bermuda Triangle? Okay, we need a deconstruction process. So, I call it the Sales Champions Guide. I haven't got time to take you through it now, but if you'd like a copy of this guide, then please just hand us your business cards. Leah at the back here, the lovely lady at the back will ensure that we put you onto our system and you'll receive the Sales Champions Guide. It's basically, no need to take notes. If you can't answer yes to every single one of these questions, then you're losing money. So what does it look like? Okay, you've got to have passion, desire, and drive. The yellow ones I find are the biggest weaknesses that companies make or individuals. Okay, why might your sales performance be poor? Number 1, can you competitively differentiate your proposition? Have you got the plan? Are you mapping your market? Are you researching companies before you call them? Okay, are you sourcing new leads every day? Are you using a minimum of 8 different mediums, okay, to continually source new business? Okay, how good is your time management? Okay, are you planning ahead of the day? Okay, do you understand what the principles are to a prospect's buying motivations as to why would a prospect or suspect listen to you or not listen to you? Okay, there's 17 I've covered there. There's 24, there's 31, and there's a total of 40 different reasons as to why your sales performance may be low, or there's 40 different reasons of how you can go about making more money. Okay, how many holes does it take to sink a ship? One. So if there was just one thing that wasn't right within your business, it's costing you. If there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 holes, 20 holes, then you really are damaging your business. And that's where I highly suggest you then invest in education to fix it. Or you accept complacency. But here's the thing, same old thinking, same old results, then I guarantee you'll be back here next year and the year after and the year after, still trying to work it out. So it's one thing walking away from today going, gee, that guy wound me up. You know, great. Then take action and do something about it. Okay, and there's plenty of other sales trainers here. Most of them are at the back listening to this talk. Joke. Okay. But what are those 40 points costing you? What are they costing your business? What are they costing you personally? Okay, we can take the guide. If you'd like a copy of it, then please let us know. And if you're interested, you can have the audit. Now this audit will actually help you work out exactly where you're going wrong within your business. Okay, if I go back a slide. No, it doesn't want to go back. Okay, if you're losing more than £1,000 a year, you want the audit. And if you'd like a copy of that, then please come and speak to us afterwards. The audit will help you define where you're specifically going wrong within those 7 Ps. Okay, so you can give yourself 10 out of 10 for certain Ps, 5 out of 10, 2 out of 10 for certain Ps. If you agree you need all 7 Ps, okay, to make sure you're operating at maximum sales performance, then I suggest that you look at taking the audit. Okay, so what's the solution? What's the reconstruction process? Just going back to, again, what I learned from the Air Force, systems equals success. The 7 Ps, it's a pretty good start. But how can we go about, how do we now transform the weaknesses in our 7 Ps into a solution that will transform our business, okay? And therefore, I've spent a lot of time building that roadmap, testing that roadmap and tracking the success. Typical success will increase your sales between 25 and 200%. What would a 25% increase in your sales mean to your bottom line? That's the question, okay? What's the process? Well, the reason I came up with the roadmap is that I realized that if people want to be successful in sales, then you don't just want to buy sales training. Sales training is irrelevant. Why? Because if the sales training, and I look at lots of programs, is about the sales process, well, what if in fact it's targeted against the wrong person? What if there are 10 tools and you're only using 1? Okay, so for me, the sales training of sales techniques is only relevant once you've established the 6 other steps that come before it. And hence MapStar. And I've got about 5 to 10 minutes left to really take you through what you could do or how we can go about helping you transform your business. Is it successful? Well, so far I've tested it on now a total of, I said earlier, 15 industries. We're now up to 19. Okay, currently working with a client that works in the Formula 1 space. We've tested it on real estate companies, financial services, investment banking, good or bad, I'm not sure, oil and gas, insurance, recruitment, legal. Everyone has really, I've asked every company I work with to contribute towards the development of this program. Not in the framework, but in the content. Because it makes no difference what you apply or what you don't apply, because I have no interest in your business. So I'm just here to help. And therefore it's for you to become the author, and for you to become the author of your sales program, your sales content for your business, and I'll help you put that framework together. Okay, in terms of where have we taken it, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, Australasia, Japan, again, the various cultural experiences and the ideas I've gathered, I've incorporated into my program. Okay, who's it for? First of all, you've got to have desire and passion, that you believe you could do better. Okay, secondly, you've got to have a good product. I can't help you sell a poor product or a poor proposition. But if you think you've got great passion and you've got great desire and you feel that you've got the ability to do far better than you are right now, then we can help you. If the product and the proposition is strong, then have you got the potential? Do you have the belief that you could do better? And if you do, fantastic, the profile fits, Okay, do you have ambitious plans for growth? You do. But possibly you're lacking the roadmap to actually get where you want to be. And also, you've got to be willing to work hard. Why have you got to work hard? Because you've got to change your mindset, you've got to change your behavior. Okay, you've got to change your behavior, you've then got to start forming new habits. And we're going to have to fight against all the old habits of what you're currently doing, especially if you are running your business on your own. Then when was the last time you had the forum or the access to external advice or an independent consultant to review what you're doing and sharing what other companies do both here in the UK and internationally? Probably not much. Yeah, so again, are you willing to commit and take action once you've seen the field? And again, I'd like to increase your sales between 25, 50% and 200%. That's my goal, and that's based on track record. That's not based on what I'd like to do, that's based on my success. And I've got case studies and testimonials if you want them. I'll show you specific projects that I've worked on, and you decide. Firstly, how does it work? Number one, we have to look at what your mindset is right now. I want to understand your fears, I want to discuss your challenges, I want to discuss what's holding you back. Because the rest of it is irrelevant if you don't come clean with what your current fears are and your dislikes are, okay, and what your challenges are. The second thing is, we're then going to really hone in on, well, what are your ambitions? Okay, what are your personal ambitions? What's your vision for your business, or sorry, for yourself and your family, not 10 years from now, 2 years from now? Okay, what is your ambition? Personally, so therefore, what should your commercial goals be? What sort of financial figure should we be looking at in order for you to achieve the personal income you want to take from the business? Okay, what's your current deal value? Yeah, so how many more deals do we need to do? Or maybe no more deals, let's just increase the average value of your current deals, and then we'll hit target. Once you've defined your ambitions and your goals, then we need to define the sales focus and the sales plan, and that's where the large majority of you then sat down. Once we've defined your sales focus and your sales plan, then we want to focus on developing your sales strategies. Okay, just like I was speaking earlier, I'll give you the specific tools that you need to use to target your market. Okay, between the introductory calls, the introductory emails if the calls aren't working, okay, going to networking events, how to network, what to say, what not to say, okay, how to raise your PR, how to raise your profile online, okay, to create the brand that you're looking for. Okay, in terms of strategies, well, I call it like looking at ships. Okay, if you want to increase your sales, then you need to build a sales funnel, a sales pipeline. So I want you to consider that you're a lighthouse. What light do you emit on a daily basis to let the ships know on the horizon that you've got a great looking port, and if they want to come in or change course, then come this way? Now that comes down to branding, that comes down to your profile, that comes down to the messages that you're putting out there via Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay, and I'll work with you and help you on how you can develop your brand, just so not getting in their face what the ships on the horizon can do, or how would you like them to hear from you. Okay, what is the light that you're going to emit, I should say. Right, the ship has now changed course. What happens when a ship comes into harbour, a big ship? We start to send the tugs out. Now this is when we now start to make specific approaches towards that ship. If you've ever gone sailing in Turkey, they're trying to sell you bread, they're trying to sell you water. Okay, they'll empty your toilet for you. All these different tugs are coming out, offering you different things. Some are offering you fish, some are offering you ice, some are offering you clothes. Can those of you, some people here relate to that? Yeah, okay. The tugs are when you're walking past a market stall on holiday. The tugs are the various restaurants that everyone's trying to encourage you to come and take a table and seat in here. Okay, the ship is now coming alongside. We now need a sales process, asking for permission to come aboard. So how do we make that cool? Yeah, how do we introduce ourselves? Speaking to a decision maker, permission to come aboard, i.e., are you willing to listen to me, Mr. Prospect? Will you go from suspect to prospect, please? And if they say yes, then what's the sales process to say, would you like to come ashore? And that is the sales pipeline, that is the funnel. How do we get people on the horizon to change course? What are our tugs? How do we ask permission to come aboard? And what do we do to ask people to come ashore? That is sales. That is business development. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, if you were trying to grow Christmas trees, you'd probably plant more seeds than the number of trees you're looking for, because some will grow, some won't. That is business development. Once we've defined the techniques to go to the horizon, what the strategies are, once we've defined the strategies for the horizon, we've defined the strategies for the tugs. Okay, we've defined the strategies for how we get aboard and the strategies for how we ask people to come ashore. Well, then we need to master the art of that technique of how we do that. It's one thing knowing what to do, it's another thing knowing how to do it. Agreed? Okay, once we've done that, then we need to start getting you to think about massive action. Okay, defining a time frame for action. Yeah, or how many calls are you going to make? Who are the companies? When will you do it? What's your target? And encouraging you to take that action. And if you have the confidence of the right plan, the right strategy, and the techniques that we'll practice together, I'm pretty confident that you'll feel more confident picking up the phone than you are right now. Especially when you're sharing it not just with me, but everyone else who's in that room working with you. Finally, we talked about the 7th or the 6th P being the performance measurement system. Okay, I'll help you to define how you should measure your results. Okay, I call it P0 to P6. P6 is I've done the deal. P0 is I'm looking for people to speak to. Yeah, so P1's the call, P2's the meeting, P3's the pitch, P4 is the managing objections, okay, handling the offer, P5 is closing the deal, P6 the cash is in the bank. So we need a sales process to take people from P0 to P6. And so that's what it looks like. You need the 7 Ps, okay, or sorry, I'll start again. That's what it looks like. The 7 Ps are the cause of your poor performance, possibly, we discussed earlier. Trying to address each P individually is pretty boring. Whereas if we run a system like this, MapStar, okay, that will transform your business. Because MapStar is the 7-stage solution to how we get all your Ps in a row. If you'd like to know more about the program afterwards, then please stay behind. As far as I'm concerned, I'm hoping that you've enjoyed that talk. If you'd like a copy of the guide, okay, then please hand your business cards to Leah. If you'd like to stay behind afterwards, just for a quick 5 or 10 minutes, I'll give you a bit more information about the program. For those of you that would like to know about it, it's a 5-day program. Okay, we do 1 day a week for 5 weeks. So it's a day of doing the action, okay, working with me. You then have a week to apply. Okay, you then come back and I then review your success and we move on. Okay, that program, I usually charge £4,000 for it. Okay, but for people here that are interested today, I'm going to be charging $19.95. Okay, now I'm not going to ask you for any forms today. You just simply have to let Leah know or myself know if you're interested in me sending you information on the program. I don't send information out on the program for one reason, unless you're interested, because yes, there is a formula to how I coach people, and you could very easily then try and get all the books that match each step of the process and try and train yourself. And by all means do that, but I'm not going to give you the formula. Okay, but if you'd like to know more about the program and the specific dates and you're interested in that kind of offer, then please let Leah or I know, and I'll make sure that we forward the information to you. Have you enjoyed the session? Yeah, okay. Please follow me on Twitter if you wish to know about other events that I'm speaking at. I'm going straight from here to Excel now, and that should be a good afternoon. About 1,000 people, another SME conference this afternoon at 2:30. So I'm only going to be here for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to have to shoot. But you know, do something about it. You know, if there's anything I've said today that has resonated with you, and you feel, yeah, I am underperforming in that field, then I ask you to do something about it. Yeah, and I might just be the person with the experience of the numerous firms I've worked with to develop something like this that really does work. Then I'd love to work with you, and I'd love to help. I'd love to help you. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of today. Yeah, good.
Really enjoyed that.
You enjoy that?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Really
Come on the program. Yeah, give us your details to Leah, and we'll see what we can do.
Just wanted to ask you, like, I mean, how long did it take you to master the sales techniques?
15 years.
Well,
Yeah, the sales techniques. No, look. Let me tell you something, okay? So no, master, no. Pretty natural sales guy in terms of just having a feel of what's going to happen, you know. Yeah. So Mark is actually a friend of mine. He's a black belt kickboxer. So you speak to someone like him though, okay? In terms of there's a natural thing that kind of goes with maybe how he does his craft. Yeah. Sales are the same, but and he may have got to black belt far quicker than maybe someone like I could. But these guys in his old gym had the roadmap of how they can get you from each belt within, what, a quarter, 6 months if you're working hard.
Wow.
So I've defined that same roadmap. Okay. So you can spend 5, 10 years trying to work it out, or go with these guys if you want to become a black belt, or come with me if you want to become a black belt in sales.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it works.
Sure. Do I give my business card?
Yeah, give your card to Leah. Yeah, please do. And I'll send you the dates.
On Twitter as well.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, listen, and come to more talks. You know, I mean, if you keep on seeing the same talk.
Be at the XR tomorrow as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, listen. What was your name? Sorry.
Tashoma.
Tashoma. Yeah. Great speaking to you. Cheers, mate. Let's have a quick chat with this guy here. One sec. Thank you. Thanks for your participation. Yes. Did you enjoy that?
Yes, very good.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And we've got your details.
Yes, I'll give it over.
Okay. Lovely. Thanks very much for coming. Cheers. Hey Caroline, saw you nodding at the back there. Yeah.
I can see you watching me nodding at the back there.
Say again?
I said I saw you watching me nodding at the back there.
No, in terms of agreement. Yeah, in terms of agreement. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I've done quite a few courses in the past, and it's just being very consciously aware of where you still need to go and where you need to achieve. And it may be interesting because we're within our process. We're, if you like, it's aim fire. And our organisation, we've just done a different aim fire, and we're working on the sort of looking to see how that works. But I'm just curious as to whether or not the main company might be interested in actually having an external third party give them.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. If it's profitable, I'll come and give this talk to your company, then they can decide.
Well, what would be, and what might be interesting from your perspective is actually to come along to one of our presentations and see what we do, and then because to be honest, it's very much a case with us understanding what we do and seeing what we do.
Yeah, of course.
And then you can, it probably is completely appropriate for you anyway, but then you can give us feedback.
No, so okay, let me tell you. So what I've been speaking about today is an open event. Okay, if I'm going to go in-house, then the first part of whatever I do is management consultancy. So I come in to understand the business first. So I call it orientate.
That's what I'm saying. If you come to one of our, I'm saying a one-to-one presentation where actually we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
As if
what's the value of your product? How much? What's the average value of each sale you're making?
Could be anything between 10 to 50,000 pounds.
Okay, fantastic.
We're not looking for hundreds of clients. We're looking for.
Yeah, and how many people are in the organisation?
Well, I'm what you call a master introducer. There's about 8 of us in the country, but we have our offices in Pall Mall, so we've got a team of admin in Pall Mall and in Scotland. So
I'd love to help you. Yeah, perfect. I mean, I am predominantly working with kind of prime end products because in terms of I want to work with professional services and superior products only because they're the people I can have the most impact on. Like you say, great product, passion, desire, probably great potential. Just need some help on the focus, the strategies, the process. And I mean, I'm talking. We increased sales within 5 weeks. It's not like a 12-month program. Within 5 weeks, we double productivity. Guaranteed. Because I make people work so hard outside of each week of that program that you've got to come back and deliver on what you said you do, or you're going to fall behind. So it's a great exercise to see, well, who really wants this and who doesn't. So 3 things usually happen, and CEOs tend to like it. People either quit, get kicked out, and the rest stay behind and smash it. And immediately you've saved money, because those who have quit or been thrown out, you've now got the cash to go and hire better people. But that's how.
Just to make you aware. I mean, we're all, that's how master introducers. We're all got our own businesses, and if you like, consult.
Yes.
So we earn, if you like, a percentage commission on what we do.
Yeah.
So the main man, which is a chap called John, is the guy that sort of comes up with the strategies, who's doing the. So we're adopting the strategies, giving him feedback.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody is different, but we're none of us are employed. We have our own businesses or in our
No,
own
I understand
right.
that.
Yeah. As I say, it's very bespoke service that we offer people.
Yeah, no, that's how. So yes, what I'm saying is first of all, I have to understand basically what you do. So in one meeting, understand what the proposition is, and understand, you know, where your challenges are right now. A little bit like what I did there, okay? For me to then see, right, do I think I can help you? If I can't, I'll say no, I can't, because I only want to. No, there's an 85% chance of doing business with you, so I'm not going to be trying to sell you something if it's not right. If it is right, then I'll tell you how I can help you. If you buy the program, the first phase is I spend the day with you, or the 8 introducers, or John.
If you came to the office
yeah.
and actually, you know, saw what we did, as
yep.
in my husband and I sort of possibly give you a presentation as to what we do.
Yep.
Then you can come and then we can come and, if you think, oh right, yeah, I can definitely add value, come and see John, and then John would get the 8 of us in
yeah.
London.
Yeah.
And you know.
Okay. We have your card.
Work on it.
Yeah.
You
okay.
have my card.
Yeah. I'll drop you a line then.
It'll be an interesting one.
Yeah. Really nice meeting you. Thanks for attending. And yeah, I would definitely come meet with you. And your husband's called John. Is that right?
No, John is if you like the main man at Westwood. My husband's called Stuart.
Okay. Look, I'll drop you a line. Where am I at? Give me a couple of days. I've got a fair number of talks on. We can try and arrange something next week or the week after. I'll come and see you. Let's have a conversation on the phone. Let me qualify you a bit more if I think I can help you. And obviously, do you have budget available to invest in something like this, or would you be looking for it?
John potentially does. Well, if he sees the value, and that's the point. You know, with him, if he sees the value, then he hasn't got a problem with it.
Right. So for the 5-day program for an in-house event, not open, it's £2,500. It's £500 per person per day. So I'm going to get you guys focusing on more £10,000 fees at a cost of only £500 per day, and we cover 5 modules per day. So after 5 days, there's 25 different modules on how to go and find a 10 grand fee, and you've only paid £2,500 for the exercise. So you know, it has a very strong long-term return on investment. And the key thing is the map store. I haven't even had a chance to show you. That's full of specific sales measurement IP, sales process IP. You get all the IP for free. So I give you the specific tools you can integrate within the business. Now, if you're an expanding business, that's offering, you know, big sustainability and long-term scalability. So, you know, we've really systemized the whole machine that companies can grow off the back of it. So I'll drop you a line, and if that's right for you, then, you know, continue the conversations.
All right,
enjoy today. Is there anyone else you're seeing later today, or hanging around with, or?
I don't know actually at the moment.
No.
I've yet to make my mind
No,
up.
enjoy. Thank you. How's that?
Really good.